Hello, 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 everybody. It is Matt, and it is Bloodthirsty Thursday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor, like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I got an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information. Please check out the description box. I give you a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day. Now today I give you your brief synopsis, your starring cast, director, runtime of the cut I am watching, a link for a trailer, a link for where you can watch this bad boy for free, and if you decide, you can help support Matt's Movie Mania and toss me a couple of bucks. Alright, now that I got all that said in mind and all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's is a very interesting one. It's been a while since I've reviewed something from Joe Sherlock, which I have I think reviewed like over a dozen of his films by now, because I am a huge fan of him and his film work. I think he makes very interesting movies with a shoestring budget, has great performances, and always has something fresh, new, and interesting to say or do on screen. Now, this one came out this year, 2024. It runs at about an hour and 16 minutes, and that's with credits. I watched all the way through the credits because I'm a film nerd, but it is none other than A Knife in the Dark. What an interesting movie, what an interesting title. This one is kind of like a giallo in many ways, mixed with a Joe Sherlock style of filmmaking. So you get not only the stylistic shots and kills of a giallo, in some ways, but you also get that Joe Sherlock King of the B movies vibe. He just really knows how to pick up any situation that he has on screen and make it look good. And this, by far, has got to be the most polished film out of all of his films, because looks really crisp, cool, and clean as far as the screen goes. It just really is. It had me in awe. Now, what exactly is A Knife in the Dark about? Well, it's about a rich, well-to-do, uppity type family that they are basically a different type of breed of person. It starts out with our good friend Richard Johnson dying, which I was kind of sad to see Richard Johnson die within the first 5 minutes. So I'm not really giving anything away yet on that. But they quickly find out that there's more. The inheritance is going to somebody else, and in stroll the half-breeds, as they keep calling them, which you find out what their meaning is for that by the end of the movie. It's got a very fun little twist to the end. It definitely kept me entertained throughout this movie. Like I said, it only runs at an hour and 16 minutes, which is pretty short for a feature length. So you can get through this one in a good enough time, and then do yourself a favor, and if you watch it on Tubi, check out some more of Joe's films on there. I know they have a lot of his filmography on there. A lot of them are well worth the watch. I am a huge fan. But you have all kinds of twists and turns in this. You have a killer running around in a cloaked robe with a like a plastic skeleton face mask that the killer is wearing. And it got a little dagger that they use to do all the stabbing and slashing with. Which, by the way, it does look like a joke knife, one of them fucking goofy knives you buy from the magic shop. But it's still fun. I really liked it. Now on to the three things that I love my movies to meet. First and foremost is always audio. The audio is very nice in this. I never had a moment where I didn't understand or hear a character or you have any backfeed static, any outside interferences. None of that was happening. This is Joe at its finest. He's a consummate professional, and I really, really think, like I said earlier, this is his most polished film. It's not my favorite out of all of this stuff, but it is, I would say, his most polished. My favorite's probably either The Drifter or Blood Creek Woodsman. Both of those are badass. I highly recommend both. But I'm going to give it an A on the audio. Second is dialogue. The dialogue runs very nice in this. It's believable for the most part. I'm not a rich aristocrat, so I can't really vouch for how they talk. But it seemed very much believable. So I'm going to give it another A there. On to the third and final thing, which is editing. The editing was very smooth, kept a great pace. I never once stopped the timer to see how much time was left. It kept me entertained throughout very, very, very well. So definitely, I'm going to give it a on that end because it doesn't feel like it goes over its runtime. It feels like it's edited together very nice on that. Now on to my final score of 1 through 5. This one's going to get a 4 out of 5. Not quite 5.0 material, but the more Joe makes films, like anybody, the better they get. Joe is just refining his skills just to a perfect example. If you want to do homemade, down home, regional horror that deserves a better crowd. It deserves all the attention in the world because his stuff is really good. I just don't hear enough people saying, "Hey, did you check out the latest Joe Sherlock movie?" No, I just don't hear that stuff, which bums me out because a lot of his stuff is grade A material. Alright guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I should be here on Saturday as long as everything works out. If not, it'll be Sunday. And as always, love your faces. And as always, peace.